안녕하세요. Gonna solve the Mega Minx until my timer goes away. This instrumental is called Doctor. From Action Bronson, it's called Doctor. I remember, or actually, I'm still doing it. But every time I have an appointment with a doctor, I play this song just in case I need to, basically tell a doctor, what are you talking about? What are you saying? Like, basically, I give myself permission to be mean. The reason for that is because, I guess when you're meeting a doctor, you don't want to be told anything like, I have bad news, My whole thing was always like, I don't know. Honestly, when my tremor was severe, I used to really hope that a doctor would be like, your tremor is gonna go away. I was hoping for that. But I don't think any doctor told me that. I had to take it upon myself to fix it. Luckily, I have a bunch of Rubik's Cubes. I'll speak Spanish halfway. But yeah, I remember there was an occupation therapist who was like, you may need medication for this issue or for this. I've never been so mad in my life. One, you're not a doctor. Two, you're telling me that I may need medication when you haven't been optimistic about the whole situation. So, I just blocked her out. I just blocked her out of my, I just blocked her out of, the part of my brain that makes executive decisions. Because I don't need to hear that. The thing about medication is I really don't want to take medication because I like being as natural as possible. And medication would make me not natural. So do remember when I was in the hospital, it was another occupational therapist, but at least she was like, I genuinely do not know. Like, I would prefer that. Like, someone saying that they genuinely didn't know. And because they genuinely did, they're not a doctor, so why would they know? And she was like, yeah, I don't know if you're... Like, I remember asking her, is my tremor going to leave? And she said that she didn't know. And the thing about that is, I much prefer that than someone telling me, yeah, you might need medication. Like, I wanted to fully recover and slap her in the face for that. But the one I met at the hospital, or the one when I was inpatient, it wasn't like that. How can I get mad at a person for genuinely not knowing? At that point, there's perhaps something wrong with me. Yeah, there's something perhaps wrong with me if I got mad. I think I asked many people if my tremor is gonna go away or not, and they told me that they didn't know. I remember asking my primary doctor, if my tremor is gonna go away or not. Even she didn't directly tell me that it was gonna go away, and she didn't directly tell me that it wasn't. But I remember her telling me, or I remember her asking me, isn't it getting better? And I remember when she asked me that, it really made me stop and think. Is my tremor actually getting better? Like, I didn't really take a hard look at it. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Man, I'm probably gonna get like 1 view, so I'm gonna just continue the video. If you're watching, I apologize. I am a little bit under the weather. But back to the story. She didn't tell me that it was gonna go away, and she didn't tell me that it wasn't. But she asked me, isn't it getting better? And I thought to myself, because I remember when I was in the hospital previous to this facility, this rehab center, I remember that I would try to solve a Rubik's Cube with my left hand. I remember trying to solve it. And, because honestly, at the time, the only hand that I could rely on for like movements was my left hand. At the time, my right hand really couldn't move. So yeah, I remember trying to do it and I couldn't. Like, if I were to do it now with my left hand, it would probably fall a couple of times. Like if I was doing it, like, like holding it, not having it placed on the table. If I were to do it, it might, I don't even know, cause my tremor has been getting better. I guess, yeah, I'm glad she asked me if it, like, I'm glad she asked me, the person who has the tremor, is the tremor getting better? And because there are probably certain things that a doctor knows, and there are certain things that, to a certain point, you should be able to tell, what's happening in your own body. But I remember when she told me that, I told myself, yeah, this doesn't help, cause I said it in my head. I'm like, yeah, this doesn't help, cause I'm genuinely not trying to have a tremor. Yeah, I'm genuinely not trying to have a tremor. I'm just not trying to have a tremor. A tremor is basically when you involuntarily, like, shake, and that's why I've been solving the Rubik's Cube. That's why I've been solving the Rubik's Cube, a bunch of times, cause a Rubik's Cube helps with coordination, and having a tremor means that I am uncoordinated. So yeah, that's why I've been I don't even know what I'm saying. That's why I've been persistent and fixed these puzzles. All I know is I'm about to start speaking Spanish. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna start speaking Spanish. Okay, está bien. Vámonos. Estoy un poquito enfermo. Y sí. recuerdo preguntando mi terapia de hablar y ella dijo que ella no sabe. Mi reacción fue, eso es una respuesta normal porque ella tiene el conocimiento de hablar, no de cuerpo. Cuando ella me dijo que ella no sabe, no sé, dije que eso es normal. Todavía tengo misión de, tú sabes, todavía tengo misión para ver si el tremor de mío se va a ir cuando un tiempo. Pero nadie dijo que sí va a, well, hay una persona, una terapia que llegó a mi casa, una terapia de mi casa y llegó a mi casa y pregunté a ella si el tremor mío se va a ir. Ella dijo que sí. Y, la cosa es, eso fue el primer respuesta que alguien dijo que sí, tú sabes. Mucho tiempo la respuesta fue que yo no sé. Pero ella dijo que sí. Y tú sabes, la cosa mía es, tú sabes, en un pensamiento pienso que ella no dijo eso ella no dijo eso si ella no tenía confianza en su sola. So, ella no diría eso si ella no tenía confianza en su sola. Y el mismo vez yo tenía que tener confianza en mí solo. Yo tenía que tener confianza en mí solo y eso fue una brillante idea. Y eso es porque trabajo en mi Rubik's Cube todo el tiempo. Para, tú sabes, para arreglar este problema. Wow. Este instrumento es tan, no sé, tan relajado y también, no sé, debe de escuchar la canción, pero se llama Action Bronson Doctor. Pues el lenguaje que estoy aprendiendo ahora es coreano. Creo que eso me bien, pero estoy aprendiendo coreano ahora. Y tengo que ponerme las pilas con aprendiendo ese lenguaje. Porque lo que hago es a veces no doy atención a ese meta de vida. Alright. I will do the clock now. But yeah, what I was saying in Spanish was that, honestly, I really didn't like hearing that, I'm not saying that everyone is supposed to know everything. My thing is, if you work at a certain place, let's say, if you work at a hospital and specialize in what I'm about to do is try to make it so that everyone should have the answers to everything, and the truth is they don't. And I can't be mad at people for that. Yeah, I can't be mad at people for that. I am, I guess being mad is an understatement. It might be an understatement, but my thing is, I genuinely don't mess with my cousin, man. Genuinely do not like that dude. Especially now. I come back home, I ask, where's the money that I was saving? And my mom's like, I don't know. I've never saw anything in your room with money. So that means that this dude basically stole it. Basically. The reason why I think he stole it is because, like, he didn't really have a track record of being, like, he didn't have a track record of being a good cousin. Like, he would never, like, you could never have a conversation with him about anything. You'll be like, yeah, I really like, Wario from Mario Kart or something. And it'll just turn that into, like a reason to, like, he'll just turn it into about himself. And you're just like, bro, all I said was, I like Wario. Like, you know what, man? I don't know, but I'm glad that this dude went back to Freudy, though, man. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to appease someone who isn't in the slightest bit logical. Alright, I finished. You guys remember, be amazing and just в the próximo video. And yeah.